Hey, what is going on, my cringy crew? Welcome back to Nerd HQ. We're going to continue on with our WandaVision episode reviews. We're on episode 8 now. Um, I've watched the episode a couple times and watched a couple of people react to it. And this episode did not disappoint. This episode didn't really continue with the story, really. It really was. It's the episode is literally called "Previously On." Um, Hint, but pretty much saying that previously in Wanda's life, because in this episode it pretty much goes into different parts of Wanda's life, explaining a lot of things though. Um, but there's no intro. There's like no like catchy intro like in the last one. There was like an office intro, and the one before that there was like a Malcolm in the Middle intro, and so on and so on. This one didn't have like a show intro or anything like that. It literally starts in Salem, in the Salem witch trial era, and it shows pretty much the origin story of Agatha. She's not Agnes anymore. She's Agatha. Because it's been Agatha all along. But Agatha is like pretty much being accused by her sisters and mother of the coven that for like learning magic she shouldn't, like it was above her age, like age group of learning. I guess it's like if a 5-year-old started reading like 10th grade books like they wasn't supposed to, pretty much, and they got in trouble for it. That's pretty much what Agatha got in trouble for by the coven, is she was learning magic she shouldn't at such an immature time period for in her life, because she wasn't the right age and she wasn't the right rank of witch yet. And she kept trying to tell her mom that she didn't do it. She and her mom wasn't falling for the BS, and Agatha's only argument to that was, "I didn't break the rules. They simply just bend to my power." Like, yeah, that's gonna help your situation a lot, isn't it, Agatha? Just BSing your mom like that. But you know, the witches end up using like these beams of light out of their hands to try and pretty much kill Agatha, because she's tied up to a post, like she's about to be burnt at the stake or whatever, like witches used to be. Wait, because in the Salem trials they used to either be hanged or burned at the stake, and she was tied to a log like she was about to be burnt at the stake by witches. Weird meta, like cliche, weird thing. Well, not really cliche, but there's a lot of irony in that. Witches burning a witch at the stake, whatever. So yeah, they try to kill her, but her purple magic starts to show, and the purple magic from Agatha starts sucking the magic out of the sisters in the coven. When it starts sucking, it like sucks them dry, like they have no power, and they're like skeletons. They look like, it looks like something out of an Indiana Jones movie. But after she sucks the power out of them, the mother like flies up, and she like uses like her full potential and power at Agatha, and like she has like a crown and everything. It's like super cool. But even Agatha ends up sucking the magic out of her, and apparently that's where she gets the brooch from. After the mother of the coven dies, whether or not that was really Agatha's real mother or not, she kills her and she takes her brooch, and that's the same brooch that she wears throughout the whole WandaVision show. And that's the intro. After that, Agatha is like in the basement with Wanda. It goes back to that point, and Agatha's literally trying to interrogate Wanda on how she did all this, like how she pretty much made the whole town bend to her will and leave everything on autopilot. because she doesn't know like how she did it, like how like what spell she used or anything. And Wanda doesn't know. So Agatha takes Wanda through like Agatha pretty much takes Wanda throughout her life to try and get answers. But first, Agatha takes Wanda back to her childhood, and it actually shows in her childhood that she grew up watching sitcoms like I Love Lucy, the Dick Van Dyke Show, shows like that, Bewitched. And that was, and her apparently her father's job was to sell these like to sell these DVDs and stuff, and that's how he made a living, was selling movies. Um, but then the mother looks outside, and there's like a war going on outside, like people shooting each other and shit like that. It's like it's really messed up in Sokovia, but like Wanda's, her escape from that life, that world that she was in Sokovia, like it was watching these shows like I Love Lucy and the Dick Van Dyke Show. Um, and then like when her dad puts on the Dick Van Dyke Show, like she could see like how happy she is, and her brother too. Like her brother was even enjoying it. And then right at that moment of happiness, um, a bomb goes off, and it's literally doing the backstory of the story that Pietro was telling Ultron in Age of Ultron, about how a bomb went off, the floor caved in around them, their mother and father died, and they're pretty much just stuck under like rubble, staring at a Stark Industries bomb. And that's what happened. After the floor caved in, the kids were under rubble. The TV was still going somehow, and Wanda, as a kid, as a child, was still watching it and was talking about in the episode Dick Van Dyke Show that was playing. When they wake up in that show, it was just a bad dream, and all of a sudden the Stark bomb lands. It's about to go off, and then you see Wanda as a child, like about to use like her magic, and Agatha explains it to Wanda that Wanda's always had magic, even as a kid. That it wasn't the Infinity Stone, the Mind Stone. It wasn't the Mind Stone that gave Wanda her powers. It just amplified them like times 10. And just to get more of a backstory on everything, to find out how that Infinity Stone amplified her powers, Agatha takes Wanda back to back when Wanda was in the Hydra base in like Age of Ultron, or like right before the events of Age of Ultron, just to see how it happened with Wanda and the Mind Stone, to see how that whole thing went down. And it was really cool to see just the whole thing, to get more backstory on Wanda, to get more character development, and like when Agatha takes Wanda back, it shows it shows Wanda and the stone are like they're attracted to each other like a magnet. Even the Hydra agents or the scientists that was watching it happen were like astonished, because any other person that they took through these trials, because they were trying to turn people into pretty much enhanced beings. Anytime that they tried to change someone, some of these people, they all died. But in this case, the stone was actually attracted to Wanda and wanted Wanda to touch it. But when Wanda goes to touch it, like the blue gem that was in the Loki scepter explodes, and you actually see the Mind Stone. And it's just like shining, like it's like blowing up energy in Wanda's face. And obviously, all of a sudden, like Wanda like looks up and she sees like her future self, and that this is what she sees. She's her future self is, it looks, you can't even really make out like what you really see. The only thing that you really can tell is that it looks like Wanda, but she has her crown. Like I mean, you can see it. It's totally badass, even for you not to be able to actually see exactly what it looks like just by looking at the shadow or the shape of the figure. It was awesome. um so it was Wanda actually seeing her Scarlet Witch self. um After that, Agatha ends up telling Wanda that she has a theory, but she still doesn't know for sure what's going on with Wanda's powers. Like she's trying to get more out of Wanda's life, pretty much. So next, Agatha takes her to the moment Wanda um, gets Vision, I think. No. Next, Wanda takes uh, no. Next, Agatha takes Wanda to the moment Wanda and Vision first share feelings for each other, which is like in the moment of Civil War, um, like when they're at the Avengers base. Vision comes through the wall and is trying to be there for Wanda because Wanda had just recently lost Pietro. So this is pretty much literally right after Pietro died and Wanda first pretty much got settled into Avengers base in the States, in the US. And Vision is just trying to be there for her, trying to understand the feelings of pretty much a human being. And like Wanda keeps telling him, why would I want to talk about this? She's like, I don't want to. And Vision tries to tell her, and statistics show, it helps to talk about whatever. And Vision notices that Wanda is actually watching Malcolm in the Middle because you see Bryan Cranston's character on the show, and he's like building something, and then you see like the whatever he's building, it comes down on him, and Vision's like, humans actually laugh at this, at other people having grief or pain. And she's like, well, it's not that kind of show. Nothing really happened to him. It's just supposed to be comedic. And Vision's like, oh, okay. So, but then they continue on, and Vision's just trying to help Wanda feel better. And he tells Wanda, and this is probably the best quote in the show, and the one that really hits the hardest for most people. That, I mean, I've seen a lot of people's reactions to the show, but every time I see Vision say this line, everyone breaks out in tears. But he tells Wanda, he's like, well, what is grief if not love persevering? Beautiful line. Whoever does the writing for the show, great job. You've done an amazing job on writing the scripts and everything for the show. But after that, Agatha actually takes Wanda to the sword facility to find out how that whole thing went down. But at the sword facility, in that memory, it shows how Hayward lied this whole time. Wanda, like he showed in a previous episode, that, and he even said that Wanda took Vision's body, and it wasn't hers to take. She never did that. She never took Vision's body. He's been at the sword facility the whole time. Because in the memory, it just shows that Wanda shows up at the sword facility just to see Vision. That she knows that his body's there because he wasn't there when she came back from the snap. So she wanted him back. She wanted to at least just have a funeral, that he deserved a funeral, and that she deserved a funeral, because she deserved, a way to just let go. Um, and the guy at the desk, he's just like, I'm just the desk guy here. I don't run anything. But he gets a hold of Hayward. Hayward tells him that it's okay for her to come up. He's like, okay, I'll buzz you open. And she's like, no, I got it. And she like busts open the door, and she finds Hayward, and Hayward's, just telling her, and that if you want to see his body, he's over here, pretty much. And she goes over there, and like, Wanda's trying to explain to him that he will give her his body. And after, like, he takes her over to see the Vision, and Vision's just in pieces. And you gotta think, like, the vibe that Hayward's giving off is, he's trying to push Wanda over the edge at this point, because he's showing her what he's doing to Vision's body, and just the disrespect on pretty much for Vision's humanity. It's unreal, because they're just chopping him up. And the only way Hayward sees Vision is, like he said, a $3 million or $3 billion piece of vibranium. And he's literally just trying to use Vision's body as a weapon. Like, he's trying to make weapons, or a weapon out of Vision. And that's pretty much his plan. That's his cataract plan. And the Project Cataract. And we find out what that actually is, or what it means at the after credits of episode 8. But Hayward tells Wanda that Vision isn't hers. She gets pissed because he's just pushing her. But she blasts open the glass in front of her and goes down to Vision. Guards have their guns trained on her, and Hayward tells them to stand down. Wanda goes over to Vision's head and is just, trying to feel, because she's pretty much doing what she did in Infinity War, just trying to feel him. And she tells him that she says, "I can't feel you," and that was her way of just kind of letting go. And she just leaves. She leaves the sword facility, and she doesn't take them. But Wanda, there's an envelope in the car that Wanda's in, and Wanda heads to Westview, New Jersey, to find a house that Vision was building for them before he died. So in the midst of everything that was going on in Infinity War, when they're in Paris, it's like they were kind of on their own vacation, and when they were going to come back from Paris, he was going to have that place built for them. But she finds the place. It's literally just a floor. It's not even really a floor. It's just an outline of what the house was going to be. And she has the envelope as a deed in her hand, and it had just a heart in the middle, and it said, from Vision, to grow old in. And she loses it, and that's when you see the Scarlet Witch, or the chaos magic, come out of her. And when you see this, you see her, it shows like her chaos magic starts building the world around her. It literally shows the beginning of everything that was going on in WandaVision. Because everything starts turning black and white after she builds the house. After she builds the house, everything goes black and white. New cars turn to old cars. Newer modern buildings turn to old buildings. Like, shit gets bonkers. And then after she comes back, after it comes back to her, after she finished building the house, she's literally creating Vision out of nothing. Like, Vision is just coming out of her, in a way. Like, she creates him out of nothing. and that's why he wasn't able to leave the hex. Like, it's not his dead corpse that she's just puppeting around. It's literally just, it's Vision's personality that she knew and loved. Um, and then all of a sudden you see Agatha, you hear her clapping in the back. And she just disappears. And you hear Billy and Tommy screaming. And then Wanda goes running outside to find Billy and Tommy have like this magic wire around their necks, and like Agatha's like up in the air, like floating, and she's like her true self, like her true form, and she's like in her witch attire. And she tells Wanda that she knows who she is now. She knows what she is now. She's like, she thought it was a myth. She thought it was, it wasn't, like, she thought it couldn't be real. But she's like, what magic you're using is something called chaos magic. And she's like, so what that means is you're the Scarlet Witch. So it's not just like some made up name that someone puts in a newspaper for her. Like, oh, she wears red and she does like magic. She's the Scarlet Witch. Like how some people normally do. No, the Scarlet Witch is a myth. Like, it's like a prophecy almost for witches. Like, witches know about this or have read about it in books or in like the books in like Sanctum Sanctorum, and the place where Doctor Strange is, like, and that they guard, the books that they guard. Like, it's like there's a book out there that has like myths and like legends of people or things, and the Scarlet Witch apparently is one of them. And that's what Wanda is. That's what she's labeled now, is the Scarlet Witch, because she has chaos magic. And that was the big name drop finally, and that was in an episode. After that, it finally shows Hayward and what he's up to again, and it shows that Hayward has made a counterpart, a duplicate Vision. Like, he used Vision's dead body, put him back together, and used the crashed the thing that they were shooting a missile out of, the drone, I couldn't think of drone, but the drone that Wanda pretty much threw at, the Hayward's team back in like a previous episode. It still had Wanda, the drone still had Wanda's red chaos magic on it. Well, they used that chaos magic, or the chaos magic, the magic that Wanda uses, that she pretty much, the magic that got amplified from the Infinity Stone, the Mind Stone that was a part of Vision. It helped to bring this dead Vision back to life. And this Vision is like all white. Like, it's like basically it's literally ripped off out of a comic book strip called the West Coast Avengers. In the story of West Coast Avengers, Vision is actually white. He's a white android, and if I'm remembering correctly, there's something that happened with regular Vision. Like, he was in this database or whatever, and he was on some kind of mission. Something went wrong, and he had to put himself in another android. And when he did that, it rebooted everything, like his memory and everything, so he couldn't remember who he really was. And he was just straight up android. Like, he didn't have feelings anymore, like he would normally, or used to, like when he developed feelings for Wanda. Like, you can't do that as the white android, or that's how it went in the comics, at least. So when that happened in the comics, the white Vision divorced Wanda and did his own thing pretty much. So I don't know if that's what's going to happen at the end of the season, but we'll see. And as far as the surprise cameo, a lot of people were theorizing that maybe all along Paul Bettany was meaning that the surprise cameo was himself. that he had always wanted to work with technically himself in a movie. That would be really, really dumb. But I mean, oh well. I mean, if we get like a regular Vision and then like an evil Vision fight each other, I mean, that'd still be cool. But everyone's really hoping to see like a big cameo, like a Patrick Stewart level cameo. Or even like I said, John Krasinski as Reed Richards showing up. That'd be dope. Or just even Doctor Strange. If Doctor Strange showed up, that'd be freaking awesome. But we'll see. Yeah, if you're curious to see what White Vision looks like, that's what it looks like. Yeah, guys. I don't know. I don't really know what to go off of this. Because Monica didn't show up in this episode at all. Not even in the after credits. And Pietro didn't even show up. So, we have no idea what's going on with them. The kids are in trouble. Agatha is, like, full-on pissed. Because, like, the whole time she was trying to figure out how Wanda does the things that she does because she wants to do them. But then she finds out that Wanda's the Scarlet Witch. So we get the Scarlet Witch name drop. I mean, there's no telling what's going to happen in the next episode, but if you guys want to see our reactions to episode 9, they will be up on my channel next week. I'll probably have it uploaded either that Friday night, or Saturday. So stay tuned for that. I'll be doing a WandaVision unboxing video after this. I don't know if I'll be doing it today or tonight, but I will be doing it soon. So, feel free to tune in later for that. So, thank you so much, guys, for joining me back at Nerd HQ. Feel free to like the video if you guys are interested in checking out any more of my WandaVision uploads. And subscribe with bell notifications on. That way you're staying completely up to date with all my videos, and that way you can be an official member of the Cringy Crew. So yeah, hope you guys have a cringy day. Peace out, YouTube.